Hello. Welcome everyone to FPL Jedi Show. This is the Gameweek 21 Deadline stream. My name is Hafiz and I would like to welcome Azmin to the stream. Man, this is the last fixture in the festive period.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tiring days, especially when got so many other things happening at the same time. But I suspect that by the time this week is over, it will, I'm happy to take that break. But we need to end this busy period on a positive note, which means we need to get those green arrows.
Yep, for sure. That's the intention. As you can see, you're at least on the green arrow. Masa is on red arrow. So that's what happened in last game week 20. It's a quick turnaround again. 2 days after that game week 20, we are now here to address the game week 21. There are plenty to talk, the team news and so on, especially what will happen to the team news. But I think we talk about the latest news in terms of manager sacking. We know about Maresca being set, I think 1 week ago or something like that. Now the latest one, Ruben Amorim, I think it's rated in the wall. It's just, I mean, people are talking about whether maybe it's just a matter of time, but it is what is right now. Ruben Amorim is no longer the Manchester United head coach, so-called.
I watched that interview where you always did clarifying. I was appointed to be manager of Manchester United, not head coach. Blah blah blah. Then they say I got 18 months left. After that maybe someone new step in, but the implication that he had was that because I'm manager and not head coach, I need to be involved in decisions. Whether it's the transfers, the methodology. Not just in terms of coaching the players kind of thing. So I think that was what he implied. And I guess the hierarchy weren't happy with what happened. And, and that was the tipping point which led to Amorim dropping.
Yeah, I think the same case for Maresca. It's the same situation. Those media are not being involved in terms of whatever the decision that we made in terms of players and so on. I think that's what it is right now, the modern days of football. But it is what it is. At least for Chelsea, they appointed new manager right now, Liam Rosnier from Strasbourg, coach. And previously, we know he was ex-Fulham player. And also some Derby County. Yeah. So I think that's it. But he won't be in charge for that Fulham match. I believe that the interim
is still McFarlane.
Yeah. So basically that's the situation. But that's the latest news. And we know about Manchester United. Darren Fletcher will be the covering manager for the time until they appointed a replacement.
Yeah, the Darren Fletcher one is funny because apparently, his sons were on the bench supposedly at some point. So it does create a bit of a situation there, But I as a fan of Darren Fletcher, I expect him to be professional. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about that. It's just a funny thing, but no doubt some people in the press or even in social media will go on to it. But never mind, that's not our concern.
All right, take a quick look, man. In terms of our team performance last week, I scored only 46 points, but for yourself, scored 61 points. The average point was 42 points, but it not deter from my team, especially on Red Arrow. I'll talk about my team first. I think the hero from my team was definitely Thiago with a hat-trick of goals, 17 points. I kept faith with Thiago and not decided to replace with AKTK like for like, but I do have ATK, which you can see there. I think you no longer have ATK. I still have him, so that's why that situation was out. I think that's a surprise one. I don't know whether some people know better in terms of team news prior to this match, but it's what happened. And 2 players did not turn out for my team. I was hopeful Minte could play some role, but decided not in the squad at all. Same goes to AKTK. I got my bench in the form of Adarete and Potts, only 1 pointer from each of those players. But maybe you can say, Hafiz, you got it wrong. You should have placed Anderson, whether on sub 1 or sub 2. instead of those two. But it is what it is because Fulham versus Liverpool, I do expect a tough fixture, but Anderson continue to got that DC points. That's why he got that 3 points. All right, so 1 point for appearance fee. Appearance point. And for my team, Brentford concede, so Kelleher no clean sheet, so 2 points only for him. Manchester City decided to concede a last minute goal against Chelsea, 1-1, so then no clean sheet for O'Reilly, no points for Foden, and Haaland 3 in a row right now, blank. So I think that's the situation for Haaland. Arsenal also concede, so you can see there Timber only got 3 points and 2 DC points. But if you have Gabriel, like yourself, you got 9 points, and last week 15 points. So that's the difference. And people are contemplating maybe Timber should be out and Gabriel is the replacement. You can say that now. United concede goals against Leeds, right? So, but Dorgo only got 1 point, 1 yellow card. Cunha is scorer, 9 points. Both of us have Cunha, so excellent. Saka, bench and coming in for an assist. So I think I'll take that. But if I already have, it's definitely Rice because he's got 17 points. Only 3 players got 17 points last week. Thiago, which the player that you have made, but both of us do not have Rice. So that is my team. So how about your teammate?
Okay, so me, Dubravka, I went for Dubravka over Donnarumma because I thought, thought that against Chelsea they're going to concede. I was almost wrong, right, until towards the end where Enzo Fernandez hit the equalizer. So okay, no. But I thought I didn't mind that equalizer at all since I had benched Donnarumma. Plus the fact that for those like you, sorry, Hafiz, but O'Reilly, and it was especially after my Guardiola suddenly. So Guardiola suddenly like, screw this, please lose a clean sheet, because I thought Guardiola would be involved in the goals because, as you know, he has been involved in attacking role a lot more recently. So that's why I had picked him up a few weeks back. So anyway, Gabriel. Okay, so Gabriel was part of a double where I actually took a hit. So actually my points was 57 points actually. So I took a hit.
All right.
And sold Ekitike for DCL and
you got insider news, that's why you know Ekitike not going to turn up, is it?
No, I didn't. Okay, I needed money to find where I was going to fund for Gabriel. Okay, so I decided I want to sell Kevin Keane Lewis Potter, who I just bought a few weeks back now. So it's been quite erratic, my transfers. But I just felt Gabriel, okay, I just need him. I think I need to find a way. So I looked around, and I at one point I was looking at, is Palmer going to be the one I sacrifice, because I just haven't seen it lately, and I'm not sure about his minutes. So then I figured, DCL was on the hot streak, although he blanked last week because he was benched. Because he was benched, I figured, okay, I'm going to pick him up, and so then we play this week, and of course he blanks. Well, let's see what happens, after months of saying never am I going for DCL.
So it's a price one.
But to be fair, it was as a make-weight to bring in Gabriel. Yeah, so I figured, considered the forward line, there's so many things that are misfiring, but you got the right one, which is Thiago. I felt okay. So other than that, Thiago, clean sheet and goal. That's brilliant. I love it. I had to be patient for a while, so I'm glad.
You almost take him out 2 weeks back, right?
Yes, I almost saw him. That's right. Yeah, thanks, Hafiz, for reminding me that he played Burnley. Although he did end up blanking against Burnley, but he comes back to score in this game against Crystal Palace, isn't it? Yeah. So then Dogu we both have fine. Then Bruno G. This guy, after delivering 7 goals for the whole of last season, this time around, in the half season, he's already got 7 goals. So, clearly he's been asked to move forward a lot more and take out a lot of attacking positions. Looking at how he celebrated his goal, it's clear that, he's in it to score goals now as well, much more. Then Palmer, who blanked, unfortunately, he played 90 minutes this round, but I didn't see much. And Rogers, I guess those who bought him after aren't very happy. Okay, fine, and 1 assist.
I'll take an assist.
but they'll take more. Yeah, but I'm not as unhappy because I did buy him when he has got his double digits, so not too unhappy. Yeah. So then Haaland blank captain, but most captaincy options blanked unless you did Cunha, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, Saka got an assist, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Saka got an assist, so not so damaging actually. No, none of the other captain candidates blew up. Yeah, none of the major captain candidates
Yeah.
blew up. And I think those who captained Ekitike ended up vicing to Haaland anyway. So
Ah.
no biggie. So on my bench, Tavernier Krupi, who scored again, but I'm not really upset about that because it's always going to be hard. And Balat, so the biggest decision I had was, do I sell KLP or do I sell Balat? And I made the conscious decision to sell KLP because I have a lovey-dovey relationship with Balat, but also the fact that I was pretty sure his fitness he's going to be coming back soon, and Sunderland in both his absence as well as all the other players off to AFCON, they have surprisingly racked up 3 draws, not wins, but they have got results regardless. So now with Balat back, hopefully he came in as a sub. So I'm going to field him for this week, and hopefully he'll turn off with one of those goals plus assists against Arsenal and do it again this week, because it is against Leeds, I think. No,
Brentford.
Brentford. Yeah. So that was the thing. A Sunderland defender or a Brentford defender, and then in the end, I figured the KLP is not, is a more short term because Dango, because with Dango off, yeah, so most likely will come back. So I feel like KLP was worth the sacrifice, and it was just KLP was really during this AFCON period, but then I did miss that haul, but I was never going to put him in before that, so I'm not too attached, so I'm good.
Okay, fair. I think your team most valuable, but I think now with you're having Guardiola, we know later we will talk about team news. Guardiola is someone that you need to address, or maybe your bank can support at this juncture. Probably you could still do that, but we will talk about that later.
Yes, I want to talk about that, but yeah, let's go.
Okay, the fixture for Gameweek 21, there will be 2 sets of fixture, which is tonight. The deadline will be at 2:30 a.m. Malaysian time, and you can see there those fixture for today will have, I think, West Ham and Forest is start off this Gameweek 21 fixture. Then after that, we had Bournemouth versus Spurs, London Derby match for sure. Brentford versus Sunderland. We talk about that. Now Thiago versus Balat is the different. I have Thiago and you have Balat, so we are not sure what's going to happen in this game. Palace versus Villa. And we know Villa on road right now. Continue to pick up points, right? 3-1, right? And now they're going to face Crystal Palace, who also lost to Newcastle. We then have Everton Wolves. I think pretty excited because Wolves pick up their first win last week against woeful West Ham United at home. But Everton also lose 4-2. So they have something to play for this game for sure. But Wolves on the high moral right now. Fulham versus Chelsea, we know. But this fixture, I still remember on the reverse fixture, Fulham are not happy when Chelsea won these 2 near game, the scoreline, but Marco Silva are happy with the referee decision. City versus Brighton, this also on paper, people looking at the money ball game for City players in terms of target. Burnley versus United, there will be an interesting one. The first time United will feel under the new regime. Chelsea not yet because Liam will not in charge for this game. And we have Newcastle versus Leeds. People who, especially like yourself, have Thiaw and Bruno G, will definitely favor in coming into this game. And the big one for this game week, surely, is Arsenal versus Liverpool. So these are the Game Week 21 fixtures. You're on mute.
There are 2 matches that really give an interesting dynamic, which is of course Fulham versus Chelsea with a new Rosinho, who's not for this week. What?
The fridge is off.
Until you check. Yeah. So taking into account him, new.
You're on mute, mate.
the other match is, of course, Manchester United, which everyone wanted it, looking at it for the money ball because against Burnley, except that now with the manager getting dubbed, it does put a different dynamic on it and a lot of question marks there. So, yeah. And, of course, at the same time, you got City who got ambushed a bit, but it was their fault, really, against Chelsea because, they should have gone more than just one goal. So having to equalize, I think, they only have themselves to blame. So they go up against Brighton. So they need this win. They need to return this to winning ways. I think that's 2 draws in a row that they had. So they need this one desperately. But other than that, they drew against Sunderland the week before. And other teams who need to bounce back is, of course, Liverpool. But they're up against Arsenal, who made short work of Aston Villa, their nearest rival, one of the closest rivals for the league. They just whacked like it was a fly. So it's gonna be an interesting match. For that one, I'm not sure if we should pick up players for it. I don't know. It's a tough one to decide. But another one is West Ham versus Forest. West Ham, Nuno is under a lot of strain now because after gifting Wolves their first win of the season. Yeah, so it's desperately need to win against Forest, but it's not looking great for Nuno. Nuno's just, we expected his style from Forest, but he just doesn't have the personnel. So he can't do it. Yeah, so now he's up against his former club, Forest. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how that pans out. Yeah, Forest, of course, also losing. So they're going to need to find their way back to winning ways as well. Yeah, they lost to Everton. I don't know. Forest was to... Who did Forest lose to? No, they lost to Villa 3-1.
Yeah, that's the game. So pretty much, I think that's an interesting 6-pointer game. Whoever wins, and West Ham want to close the gap. Forest at 18 points right now. West Ham at 14. So if they say Forest get the win against this game, surely it will be a bigger gap between the 17th place and 18th.
Just one point on interest for the Everton Wolves game. Everton, who suddenly getting ambushed by 4 goals to Brentford, was quite I totally didn't expect that, So, of course, and that's why it's okay LP and not having Thiago anyway. But they go up against the Wolves, who've recorded their first season. So this match could be very interesting. You would still expect Everton to win, but then, if Wolves are feeling it, who knows? Could go anyway.
Yeah, interesting. Let's jump to the team news, man. We start off definitely with the West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. We know last game week, Paqueta did not feature because he's not fit enough, but what's the manager has been telling?
Yeah, so you got Paqueta trying hard to be involved, be assessed tomorrow, but of course we know that the 2 fullbacks, Wan-Bissaka and Diouf are still not around either, so it's like it's really falling apart. First, Cho wait and see, and we know that Chris Wood is still out as well, so Jesus is pretty much a lock if you're considering him against West Ham. A nice, decent punt for there. And significantly, John Victor could be replaced after limping off on Saturday. So at the same time, he also had this huge gaffe. Sells comes in, and it's you would expect him to put up the performance of his life to show that he deserves. He was so good last season. Why am I getting dumped? So I expect him to try to put a nail in Nuno's coffin for this one. So Sal's gonna be really active, and if you're interested in picking up a keeper, this might be it.
I'm not sure how much Sals is right now.
4.8, I think it was. Yeah.
Okay, still that kind of range.
Yeah, not that cheap, but not exactly. It's 4.6. So okay, yeah, it's dropped.
Okay.
4.6 is manageable. Yeah. So what do you think? How do you think this match will go? Do you think this, because I'm pretty sure this is a must-win for Nuno. If he loses it, he's out.
I do feel Forest is a better side than West Ham. Currently, they have a better player. So I do feel Forest going to need this one.
Yeah, I think Forest will win. So
Right. That's the team news for West Ham versus Forest. We jump to the next one, Bournemouth versus Spurs. I believe it will be the last game for Semenyo. That's what I believe. And we know about Kudu's situation. He injured during that last match. So what's the latest with me?
I actually thought this whole Semenya thing was a done deal. It's just that the timing. Now it's like he can still play, but that admitted that it was probably his last game. So even now they're not exactly sure, are they? But it is 1.5 weeks later till the next game. You would think that everything would be concluded by then. Having said that, we saw last time during the summer season summer break where the words transfer went on for so long. Yeah, before they finally finished. So yeah, that's another problem. Anyway, Clivert's out. So those of you who still have Semenyo, this could be his last hurrah, and I'm sure
Yeah.
he's gonna play it all out and be exactly be thankful as well that they're letting. Of course, it's a transfer clause, so no issue. But I'm sure you want to sign off with a bang. So that's just very very interesting. So then you have okay on the Spurs side, Kudus getting injured. Udogi's back. Zampi Simons returns from suspension after that silliness with Romero previously. So how does this match go? So I did mention about Semenyo. I think he's great pick this week, honestly. But the problem is that after this, then he goes to City. So I'm just trying to decide because I've been considering Semenyo. Do I want to risk that? Bring in Semenyo, knowing that he's gonna out, but then if he scores a brace, then I don't mind spending a -4 next week to bring him out because it is his last game and he has been ticking along recently. Yeah, not explosive, but recently. So I don't know. I I think Thomas Frank is also one of those in a bit of a cosh. So this is a tough one to match, but obviously if you have Semenyo, keep. And I have Tavernier in mind. I'm trying to look how I can who to bench so I can play him because I think this one will be a good win for Bournemouth.
Interesting. I think at least for moving forward, man, players like yourself who have Tavernier, we are expecting Tavernier to move on after this. And Clivert did mention about his potential knee surgery and he could be out for a while. So who the next line in terms of taking penalty? I believe is Tavernier. So I guess he could be one of the gem because he's like 5.6. So I think that's the player that we can target, which is enabler to our team. So I think that's an interesting one. We shall see moving forward in terms of Semenyo situation. You have Semenyo still, you're going to wait, but I don't think it's a buy, man. You're not going to buy him for this one game and then after that have to deal with him.
Okay. Thanks. You're the latest person to scold me. So let's see.
Right.
Let's move on.
Right. Okay, let's move on. Next one, Brentford versus Sunderland. I think this is an interesting match. People are start considering about Thiago ability to play matches in this tight space in terms of 12 days period. So I'm not sure about that, but Sunderland also some good news, like you mentioned about Ballard. So what's the latest, man?
Yeah, so I don't think we need to worry about Thiago lah. I think it's just the style that he plays. He's stays in front of box a lot, and it's something that you want from a striker. Doesn't track back as much. Maybe not great team dynamics, but for FPL it's great. So I don't see a problem unless you get any team news that you shouldn't. You should just feel Thiago, and even coming in as a sub, he could do it. Having said that, they do play Sunderland, who has defied gravity during all these AFCON absences, as well as Dan Ballard, who was absent as well. So Dan Ballard came back for about 20 minutes ish, and it's fine. 2-1 So Ronaldo is. I did look around to see is he already back at this at Sunderland? I'm not sure. So he is the first AFCON player who can come back. Maybe, but probably not lah. The tournament is taxing enough as it is, and involved with the traveling time. I think maybe he'll come in as a sub. Don't risk it and then suddenly gets knocked out for 4 months when this is just one match, and after that they get a rest for 1.5 weeks where he can make sure he's fully recovered. This match is again hard to call. I know I don't see why you shouldn't play Iko Thiago if you don't have any other players, but I think Sunderland will continue to do well, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually win this one. I'm actually calling it a Sunderland upset win over Brentford.
Interesting.
It's not upset win. Sunderland are above Brentford, actually. They are above Brentford. Maybe Brentford have been winning, but they still below. So, yeah. Brentford. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Oh, my God. Brentford have overtaken. Brentford are in 7, Sunderland are 8. They are both on 30 points. Oh, this will be this will be interesting. But yeah, I'm still calling a Sunderland win. So yes, it is an upset win over Brentford.
Okay, great. Let's go to the next match, which is Palace versus Villa. We know, like we mentioned, Aston Villa high flying right now. Palace lost last game week, and people are expecting Aston Villa to continue their good run. So what's the latest news for both teams?
Yeah, so it got Richards not fit enough to start, but in the squad against Villa. So that means he'll be on the bench. Yeah, at the same time, Klein sidelined until game week 23. The thing is, the thing is with Watkins and Rogers, we expect them to continue on. The other person who is out is Onana. So Onana's not around either. So let's figure this out. The thing is, Palace have been in a dear poor form. And it was kind of expected, but at the same time, we didn't think it'd be this bad. They have Brennan Johnson. So Brennan Johnson comes in and he could, you would think that he will also get the start for this one. That can he make a difference? I think he could. Yeah, it's just that, he already started against Newcastle and sort of 70-ish minutes. But can he make a difference against Villa? Probably not. They got to have to consolidate during the break and figure out how to get it off. Because Villa are, of course, bouncing back from their loss against Arsenal with a nice win. And you need to see in terms of fatigue players, but I don't see Rogers as a problem at all. Yeah, because Rogers, even though he played 90 minutes in the win against Forest, just now, sorry, I mentioned Onana. Onana's from Villa. Sorry, I mixed up. So Onana's for Villa. So he's out, still out. Paul Torres looks like he can come back for this match, actually. So it is quite possible that he'll be ready. This is a Aston Villa win. I can't see it going Palace's way, unfortunately. And who's our flying fullback? Munoz is still out, so he'll only be back after the long break, lah. Yeah, so this is a Villa win.
I can see here if people still holding Chris Richard, based on the statement, he's probably will not start this game, but he will be in the squad. I think he's a non-starter, but if you still have him,
I guess
moving forward, he should be playing. After
you might as well still hang on to him. But to be fair, Lindelof has done no harm. To be fair, so Lindelof and Konza. So, sorry. I'm mixing up. Lindelof and Konza are Villa. Sorry, yeah. So Richards.
But I do feel all the Aston Villa at Watkins, whoever you have, Rogers, he should be able to play this game. So you're gonna.
Yeah. I guess, the problem, you might as well just, if he's almost there, because Chris Richards isn't that expensive, you might as well just bench him and so that we're ready for the next one. No point subbing it out.
Right. Next team news for Palace versus Villa. The next one will be Everton versus Wolves. At one point, people are worrying about Michael Keane, whether he's going to play last game week fixture. He did play. So we are hopeful that Mo is going to continue that player. But what's the latest news for both teams?
Yeah, so we got, also not although Keane came through and come back unscathed, he'll say that, but also Grealish also came back. So from his whatever it was, we don't know. We'll never know for sure, but I'm sure it was to do with that incident. KDH, the biggest thing is KDH is still out. So yeah, that's the problem. Everton are coming off that loss against Brentford, but Grealish came off with 2 assists. So it might be someone to look at, especially against Wolves now. Meanwhile, Wolves are walking on air, first win of the season. So they will they want to see if they can do back-to-back, and they could, against Everton, who got trounced by Bradford at home as well. So Gomez and Hwang Hee-chan have both trained today, so they should be okay. This Mane person who scored a goal and an assist last game week, so I know he's something you could look at, especially if you're on the 3-5-2 default formation or 4-4-2, where your third striker is a filler. So last time the filler we had Goyo and Krupi. Mane is at 4.5 or 4.6.
Yep.
So could definitely be an option. And if he continues to start, to be fair, he had played the last few matches, but he hasn't scored. But now with a goal under his belt, you know how some players can go on streaks, so we don't know. But yeah, so this is last weekend was his third start and he scored. So and goal and assist. And Wolves fixtures aren't that great to be fair. Everton, Newcastle, City, Bournemouth, but I guess for Wolves it doesn't matter. They're gonna have to try to win regardless. Every point.
Yeah, this will be an interesting match. I think prior to this, we can say it can be a comfortable win for Everton and potentially keep a clean sheet. After both results for Everton and Wolves itself, probably it will be changed, but we do still expect Everton to win this game, right? Okay. You on mute, man?
No, sorry. Yeah, just trying to figure out, because this match is going to be a tough one.
All right, jump into Fulham versus Chelsea. We know both teams drew last game week. Chelsea got an equalizer last minute, and Fulham same story. Liverpool almost win it, right, but until the last minute goal from Fulham. So both teams, they want to be on the winning side right now. So what's the latest news for
so
Chelsea?
Ryan Sessegnon in contention, we know, but as a midfield playing in defense, I don't know. But no real issues with Fulham. No real changes. Wilson, everyone's favorite. Volleyball is still fine. So for Chelsea, Sanchez and Cucurella will train today. Will he be fit? And
because Sanchez did miss out last game week.
Yeah, but it was only 1 goal, so I don't know if it would make that much of a difference. But yeah, we suddenly disappearing was a surprise, but I guess this is what happens during this busy period. Caicedo back from suspension. I think that's going to be important. Fofana will be assessed. I'm not sure what I did check, but there wasn't anything I could find. So this is Chelsea under the Callum McFarlane, and we were not sure how it's going to go. Silva, of course, will fancy his chances.
Yep.
Against a disrupted Chelsea. So I don't know. I do think Chelsea still have more than enough quality to win. So I'm calling a Chelsea win, but maybe a 2-1 or 1-0 even.
You still remember people talk about Harry Wilson, potential injury, and then he scored a goal right against Liverpool. Now against Chelsea, I think you play him. That's all I can say. You just try your luck with Harry Wilson.
Yeah, I guess when it comes to goal scorers, you just play them if you have to choose between them or a non-goal scorer. So they haven't. Yeah, they lost against Chelsea in the third. Fulham lost against Chelsea in the match at Stamford Bridge, which was
the reverse fixture. You mean, right?
Yeah, the reverse fixture. Sorry, yeah, that's the term. Yep.
Okay. Fulham, Chelsea. Everyone should be available. player yang Palmer, like yourself having Palmer, you should play him for sure. Next game, City versus Brighton, and we know there are now some injury concern to Manchester City teammate. So what's the latest news?
It's crazy because suddenly, the thing is when they have problems scoring lately. We got Foden blanking and Haaland blanking, and now with some defense issues, Guardiola collapsed and Diaz will be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So Guardiola is pretty much months maybe, I think. Yeah, so definitely sell again. Yeah, I have him, so that's a problem. On the Brighton side, Minte has a minor chance returning game return. Reifer remains silent. Reifer, at one point I was looking at, and then that's when he decides to get himself injured. This one, City desperately need to win this one. There's nothing else to say about this one, but because they need to win, they did. And another thing is they did lose against Brighton in the reverse fixture. 2-1 at the start of the season. So, but Haaland did score in that one, regardless. Yeah. So, will he return to goal scoring ways? Yeah. So he has blanked in 3 games now. 3 games. Yeah, that's 3 games he's blanked against Forest, against Sunderland, and against Chelsea. Which was a surprise.
Even though he has his chances. Okay.
Yeah. So this will be interesting match to see if City win to winning ways. But they are at home.
So I just want to point out 2 things, man. City will have no Guardiola and Diaz for a while now. So the expected lineup will be Kusanov and Ake as the centre back partners. People who has already should have better minutes now with Guardiola out, and until Nori return back from AFCON, so I guess it's okay. But what I would like to say, having Guardiola and Diaz will be a better defense for City instead of Kusano and Ake. So potential clean sheet might not be high as before. That's what I can say. The second part I just want to mention about Brighton, about here, Minte has a minor chance. I feel he's not going to play. So I have Minte. I intend to move him on. That's all I can say.
Yeah, for me, the Guardiola being out is a perfect opportunity because I already have 3 City assets. So it's an opportunity to sell a defender and bring in a midfielder. But yeah, to be fair, and City's fixtures are not bad. They are still good. Okay. And let me check. They play Brighton, then Manchester United, Wolves, Spurs, Liverpool. So it's still scoreable matches. All of these matches, the next 5. So.
Okay, great. That's the team news for City, which is a crucial one if you have Diaz and Guardiola especially. All right. Next game, Burnley United. I just want to mention here, Fletcher press conference will take shortly before FPL Deadline, which I'm not sure whether we're going to have news. And Burnley also, the latest team news for both teams.
Okay, so Burnley. So again, what's the other team? Like Sunderland. So there's they get a few players back, Majri and Lyle Foster. So it may be a bit too soon for Foster to play. I'm not sure. I doubt it. Yeah. That's it for Manchester United. So in terms of changes, we got Darren Fletcher as a manager, taking part. So supposedly Bruno Fernandes was on the grass, and apparently he was saying, get me, I wanna start, I wanna play against Burnley. So it's so tempting if we could get so there is going to be a press conference at 1:00 our time, which is about 45 minutes from now. So it'll be interesting to see what Fletcher says about Bruno, whether or not he'll come back. Because if Fletcher does say, he's ready, he's good to go, he wants to come back, and we have no reason why he shouldn't, could that trigger transfers? What do what do you think?
I, I
To
think
be fair,
still
the best way for theoretically this is a match they should win, but then given that they haven't done well and Amorim got fired on the last two, so would do you think would it be risk to rush Bruno Fernandes back?
so I really don't know the situation of Bruno, whether he's really on already start training and so on. I'm not too sure. We can report he's pushing, but if they say he's still not fit, normally when people return from injury, it's not like gonna start, right? Coming off from the bench. So I think that's still a minute risk until I see him playing 90 minutes. Until then, it's still uncertain for me.
See, let's say he comes back and you know does a haul, then you got 1.5 weeks to
Ah,
wait to see whether his price starts rising and just to make it a mess for us when picking up. Well, speaking as someone who's never had Bruno yet, so but it's definitely
but I
tricky
do feel if let's say Bruno returns, it could be a good thing
on the sub.
for Cunha, right? Cunha could
Yes.
be on the end side of Bruno creativity.
Yeah, the thing with Cunha is that his audition to be the main man hasn't exactly panned out nicely, as spectacularly as we would have hoped. So the 3 matches that Fernandez is away, he's only scored 1 goal. So
Hmm.
so I think that is better if Fernandez is around.
All right, we see whether what Fletcher gonna say in a few minutes later. Half an hour, 45 minutes. Newcastle versus Leeds. Newcastle on the high rise right now, but Leeds still good in terms of getting result. Yeah, they might feel they not at a positive result against United, but still a result for Leeds United. So, what's the latest news, man? The concern for Leeds United about Rodon, whether he's going to return or not. How about Newcastle itself?
Yeah, Newcastle looking good in terms of results. So Jacob Murphy's hamstring, but should be fine. So you'll probably get a lot more minutes. Elanga, one of the bums of transfers so far of the season, still up, and of course with Denver. This Miley, who a cheap midfielder, but he's now playing in Trippier's spot, Liverpool spot in the fullback position. So not really great in terms of a cheap pick, but playing lower than his position. So, but it's just something to point out. Well, and plus he's been doing well as well. On the lead side, so Calvert-Lewin returned to the starting lineup and ended up blanking last weekend. But to be fair, it was against Sunderland. Other than that, not Roden, who people have on the bench, probably most likely comes back in game week 22. So DCL, who played 90 minutes last week, he should start, I guess, this week because he did get his bench rest against Liverpool a couple of weeks back. So, but I guess with Newcastle, I think Newcastle want to kick off, and I think they will do well and win this one against Leeds. It should be a strong victory. It's just a case of who's going to score. Is Wisa going to start the third game in a row? It seems unlikely. Walter Mendes should really get the start. But it just goes to show with regards to the Newcastle attack, it's very hard. We got Gordon, Barnes, and you got Murphy. Of course, Elanga's out as well now. In the midfield, Bruno G seems to be a most likely regular starter, and he's involved in the goals. Yeah, watch him get benched tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so that's it in terms of FPL side, but I think Newcastle will win this one.
All right, good stuff. You have the Newcastle player, Thiaw, Bruno G, Gordon, Walter Mede, probably can get a return. So keep those players for this game. Last but not least, man, the Arsenal versus Liverpool, of which the press will only happen after the deadline. And I think the most important thing team news that we are looking forward to is about AKTK, man.
AKTK,
He
yeah.
look right. His so-called illness. So, do you have any news on him?
No news this morning. Yet. So still trying to see if there's anything. But I think Gakpo played up front in AKTK's absence, and he did all right. I think all things considered. And Soboslai came back last weekend as well, so he's also after his suspension. It's Arsenal will look at this game and think that we can get them. They Liverpool are they're still in the top four, but they're in a very unbalanced, in terms of their work play. They drew last week and they drew on 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, so they want to return in winning ways, but they don't have the right personnel. On the Arsenal side, it's going to be tough. Eze hasn't. What's the situation with Eze? Hang on, let me just check something. On Eze, previously he didn't. Yeah, so that's 4 games in a row he hasn't played and didn't even get subbed on the bench. Rumor has it he's okay, so I don't know what's going on there. But we saw that this was going to be a bit of a writing on the wall with Odegaard back, and Odegaard, to his credit, he's done remarkably well since he came back. So I don't know. But will they risk another game, after a short one, or is Eze finally going to get? But the problem with Eze is that he didn't even get subbed. So it's very, So I was just trying to look at Twitter. Was there anything? And apparently, he did post on saying that he's proud of the boys, kind of thing. But then it's not. It's not with regards to England. It's not with regard to Arsenal. So apparently, Arteta wants him to focus on developing fundamental skills, including defensive and attacking. This is by all Arsenal news Twitter. But it looks like it's still a building process for him. So you think that people like Trossard, and Saka are still there to help push this. How are you going to call it? What do you think of this match? Hafiz, do you think it's a straightforward win for Arsenal, or can Liverpool stop them?
I think at home they definitely have the advantage. I do feel in terms of team news, Rice, Gabriel, whoever the main player should be available. No worries about Saka benching because I do feel he's going to start this game. So pretty likely Arsenal will go strong lineup against Liverpool. Don't take anything lightly.
Yeah, I think there's a worry about Gabriel. Can he hack it? He came on as a sub the match before, scored a goal and rest. Scored double digits. Starts the next match and plays 70 plus minutes and ends up with 9 points again. So there's a cynical tweet out there said it's a diminishing returns. So he got double digits in his first match, return as a sub, 15 points. 9 points against Bournemouth as a starter. So maybe he just gets a clean sheet against Liverpool. I don't know. I think it's going to be hard for Liverpool not to win this, not to lose this one. Yeah, the ball is on Arsenal's court. Liverpool are going to have to play their heads out to find a way to secure at least a draw. It's advantage Arsenal.
So I think I have 2 questions. Do you think AKTK gonna play? Because I think I just realized this match is actually on Thursday night.
So, yeah, there's a lot of theories about AKTK. A lot of revolving around the concept of muscle fatigue. And then just really given the rest. We don't know, and.
So I think this is the dilemma for this week.
Yeah, and because we don't get the press conference, I think that AKTK will be on the bench.
Okay.
I think they need to manage the minutes, and because Gakpo did well in his audition to play up front, so I think he will start. Yeah, he will still start despite because Liverpool ended up drawing because of a last-minute goal. So I think KTK will be on the bench just to play it safe.
So I think my second question is if you have other player like Soboslai, Virgil van Dijk, okay, I think those are the popular asset. Would you play those player in this game? If I have Soboslai, I don't think there's harm to play this game. He should be on penalty taker. But VVD, how about? Because I can see a lot of people are benching him this week.
Who? A lot of people are fetching who? Sorry.
VVD, Virgil van Dijk,
Or ditching him.
benching him.
Or benching him. Sorry. Yeah. Because definitely they'll concede. It's always a pain when you're benching a expensive player.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's I would say it's probably the right decision. Yeah. Bench VDV, play Gabriel. So yeah.
All right, that's all the team news that we have. Let's go look at the transfer traffic. Who's the popular in and out for this game with 21? I think no surprise. Gabriel is the number one. This is visual snapshot at 11:10 p.m. Asian time. But I do believe Gabriel is the top right now in terms of transfer in. His price still at 6.6, but I don't think it's going to be that long before his price going to rise again. You know what? It means Gabriel offered at 6.2. He already raised 0.4 million. And he could rise more than that after this. Thiago, I think this could be a knee-jerk one because he scored the 17 points last week because he's one of the most transferred in before this game. So it could be that reaction. Same goes for Rice, 17 points. But Rice, I do believe he has some merit because he's the highest top scorer in terms of midfielder. So that's where the Rice is. He has many road 4 points. That's what people are saying. DEFCON, assist, potential assist, what goals also. Watkins is number 4, probably in the replacement of EKTK because EKTK right now, later we touch on him. And Bruno G, after that 10-pointer, right? He got for him, and they still have excellent fixture, at least for the next two, Leeds and Wolf. Top transfer out, Mr. EKTK is the number 1 most transfer out. I mean, he's blanking last week because he's not featuring, and he's probably down also this week, despite the other week in Gameweek 22 they play Burnley, right? So but he's at 9 million right now, so people need some fun to buy a different side of player like Foden, number 2. I think he has blanked for the past 3 game week, so people are getting itchy to get rid of him. Guardiol, no surprise because he's injured right now. Watermedi, sharing minutes with Visa, so always going to be a risk. And Semenyo, sooner or later, this could be his last game play under Jersey. So, in terms of transfer traffic, is there any surprises?
Yeah, Gabriel, no surprise. Thiago, no surprise. Rice, no surprise. All people all scored. Bruno G, Watkins. So no really surprises. The transfers in. So transfers out this game week, looks like people lost faith in EKTK are bumping off. Foden after three in a row blanks as well. Guardiola, no surprise because his injury. But Walter Mayday, I think that's a mistake. Wisa started the last 2 matches. You would think that Wisa is still coming back from injury. He played 90 minutes the first one and then 70 plus the second one. With Walter Mayday coming in and as a sub in both games, I think Walter Mayday will start this one. And I think it's, you shouldn't sell him against Leeds. I'm not sure because they're jumping in on the Thiago, I guess, or Watkins. Thiago, the more nearer price point now. So Walter Mayday to Thiago straight swap. But I think that's a mistake. I think Walter Mayday should be kept. Semenyo, I don't know why you sell Semenyo now. It's going to play the last game against. But you would think that I do think that if you have him, you should keep him. He's going to go out with bang. Maybe people got a mistake thinking that he was already gone, but no, he's still there at Bournemouth. I think that's mistake. So the last two are pretty much mistakes. I'm a bit ambivalent about Thiago. I think is it a mistake? It's expected that will happen, but is it a mistake? I think it might be a mistake. I don't think he was. Obviously, I got a Sunderland bias on my side, but Sunderland have secured draws in the last few matches, conceding very little goals. Yeah, so I'm putting faith in Sunderland. So obviously, because I don't have Thiago, but yeah, Semenyo. Nah, I think that's a huge mistake actually selling. Wait for one more week. Yeah.
Yep.
He will do the job against Spurs.
Could likely Semenyo and Foden midway for Rice. I think that could be, and Bruno D. Maybe that is how the traffic is. Those two are more informed right now, probably.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Rice, do I want him?
Let's go to the projected goals and clean sheet odds. Just a quick one before we go to our team. Who are predicted to score highest this week is Man City. Expected to score at least 2 goals against Brighton, 2.45 there. So, in terms of captaincy, I think there's logical of captaining Haaland this week, despite his blanking for the past 3 games. I think that's the highest in terms of projected goals. Who else here? Everyone else below 2. The nearest one will be Arsenal, 1.88 against Liverpool. We have United away to Burnley, 1.82. Then after that, everyone quite close. Newcastle maybe slightly higher against United, but Bournemouth and Brentford at home, 1.6. The rest are tight. Projected clean sheet odds, the highest will be Everton against Wolves. Probably they are right, okay? But maybe before that, after that game week lost to 2-4, maybe our prediction will be different, but that's the prediction. 37%, Arsenal, Newcastle and Brentford at home to keep and clean sheet against their respective opponent. Then after that, City and the rest quite close, United and Forest against West Ham. What do you think, man, in terms of projected goals and clean sheet odds for this game week?
Well, the City thing is something we didn't touch on just now during talking about injuries, but Doku is back. He came on as a sub, so you think that he will start this match, and I think Doku will be much better in terms of generating chances of another fresh chance to do well. So I agree with that City one. The Everton one, CS percentage, you would expect after they got trashed, definitely David Moyes will go back to basics and shore up that defense and strengthen it. So, but I can't see them keeping clean sheet with Wolves in the mood. Yeah, so they would think that this is possible second scalp they can go for. Brentford, Sunderland, CS, yeah, I think that CS percentage should be higher actually because Sunderland, they're not scoring much. Yeah, defenses I feel they're strong, but they don't have any real great goal scorers. So I think it's possible they end up 0-0. It's definitely a possibility. Other than that, Newcastle, no issues there. United, it's a very cheerful, positive prediction considering they lost their manager, so they still think so, but it shouldn't be issue because Burnley are just poor. I wanted to avoid talking about the Arsenal Liverpool, but it is a fair assessment with the way Liverpool are at the moment. So it makes I feel, should I buy Rice now? I don't know.
Okay.
I like City though. I do like City.
Yeah, but finding the right, I don't know. Maybe we are a bit cold in terms of Foden and Cherki, and more up to Rice right now. But that's the situation right now. But City could explode against Brighton, and then people getting the likes of Foden and Cherki if let's say they perform right. So that will be a different story. Quickly before our team fixture ticker, you mentioned me, who are in terms of top ticker for the next 6 game week is Chelsea, because they already passed the tough matches, City and so on. They're facing Fulham, Brentford, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wolves and Leeds in the next 6, especially the last 3, 24, 35, 30 are very excellent on paper. Then Everton continue to be on top. Wolves and Villa, Leeds United, both at home against Wolves and Leeds side. Brighton, then Fulham and Bournemouth. I think on defensive side might be better than attacking. West Ham, despite woeful, but they still have fixture. If you still start with Paqueta and Bowen, they still have fixture. Forest, Spurs, Sunderland, Chelsea, Burnley and United. Then Crystal Palace, they also fixture a bit gonna turn. Villa, Sunderland, Chelsea, Forest, Brighton and Burnley. But cautious because Crystal Palace are also having a lot of fixture congestion. So that's also an worry. Newcastle, still excellent. Leeds, Wolves, Villa, Liverpool, Brentford and Spurs. So you're spending transfer to getting Newcastle player, I think can be an excellent one. The Arsenal, Liverpool, Forest, United, Leeds, Sunderland and Brentford. At least those are the top 6 teams into fixture ticker. The bottom 3 is Fulham, Brentford and Liverpool. Wow, Liverpool, why? Because they are facing Arsenal, Newcastle, City. Probably that's why they are at the bottom.
And Sunderland.
Brentford, despite scoring hat-trick, they also maybe a merit why people don't want to invest to Thiago is because they're facing Sunderland, Chelsea, Forest, Villa, Newcastle and Arsenal. So Chelsea, Newcastle and Arsenal could be a fixtures here make Brentford ticker down, probably. And then Fulham, Chelsea, Leeds, Brighton, United, Everton, and City. I think Chelsea and City is there. That's why Fulham are at the bottom 2. So what do you think in terms of fixture ticker, man? Target Chelsea player?
It's so ridiculous. We got Chelsea on a great fixture run, but then just having lost their manager, so who knows what will happen. You would think that the manager would start with those who have performed well. Of course, Caicedo is back, which will help shore up the defense. But attacking-wise, Pedro's starting to feel like a disappointment, really. So I don't know. During the second half, when Dilap came on against City, Chelsea looked a lot better. They looked a lot more robust and willing to take opponents on, becoming a pain lah. That's what Dilap was doing, and he did quite well. So it's just so frustrating in terms of picking out. I have Palmer, and even then I'm not sure because he did play 90 minutes last game. Is he fit enough to start? I don't know. It was nothing mentioned in the press conference about Palmer. We think he starts this one, but I'm not positive on his prospects. The other team I want to point out is Arsenal. So Arsenal embarking on quite a good run, especially they just Liverpool, Forest, Manchester United, Leeds, Sunderland, and beat. The toughest match I see this isn't Liverpool, it's Sunderland. So so that's but it's a great fixture. So if you want to pick additional Arsenal assets and you only have 1 or 2, now's the time. I don't see Liverpool winning anything. Sorry, Liverpool, but have to be realistic about it.
All right, I think those are the fixture ticker. If you take players, I can see there Chelsea, Everton. I'm not sure what West Ham, but Crystal Palace, Newcastle, and Arsenal. Looks like people are going to triple up on Arsenal players. After that Liverpool game off, you can see that Forest, United, Leeds. That's excellent fixture coming up, and you can go double attack, double defense. Wherever I don't think you're gonna be wrong getting those Arsenal players. All right, let's go to our team. My team first have 3 free transfer, no money in the bank. As you can see, I already made my move. I already made 2 moves at least, because I don't know, maybe 4 more is to get Gabriel in. So I already joined the party, joined the bandwagon. Okay, because I've been resisting Gabriel because I thought No, I know Gabriel is any Porter player, and people did mention, but Gabriel should be the number one Arsenal player you get first, other than Saka, Timber, or even Rice. So already risen to 6.6 million. I thought I want to get some cash, some price rises for today, but in the end, it doesn't turn up to rise. So he's still maybe at 6.6, but he should continue to rise after this. And you can see that I already take out Mr. AKTK because I need money. So to fund my Gabriel move. So you can see there, main money from move coming into my team and potentially enabler, and could also be a starting player this week. And I upgrade my defense because I had enough maybe Dorgu, but people did mention, but maybe you should keep Dorgu against Burnley, but I don't know. Dorgu might not start against a side under Fletcher. Who knows, right? But it is what it is. I decided to double up in defense in the form of Arsenal. So Gabriel and Timber at my centre back, O'Reilly and probably Anderson, Kelleher in goal, Foden, Cunha, Saka, Haaland, Thiago, and Mane against Everton. And you can see there on my bench, Alderete, Potts, and Minte, we still in my team. I have one more transfer to do, which is potentially Minte out. I have 2 million in the bank, so I could easily get any mid-range midfielder. Bruno G, Gordon, Rogers. I cannot get Rice because I already have triple up Arsenal players. That's all I can say. So give me some advice, mate. Who the best midfielder to get?
Well, you can't do Rice, obviously. So
Is Bruno G is the one? That's what I'm thinking. But is it the right one? I do feel I want to take advantage at least to good
So you
picture.
got, but you got 1 free transfer left, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is which presumably might be for Minte, but
I was thinking about Rogers, but I'm not sure. But Villa I have lying right now, right? But Rogers is, sometimes it's perform, sometimes just blank.
yeah, and his underlying stats are not great lah. So it's a case of him having blockbuster goals.
But we take a look, a quick one. Villa, where is Villa? This are like Crystal
in the
Palace,
middle,
Crystal Palace, Everton, Newcastle, Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton. It's fine, right?
Yeah, it looks alright. That's the thing.
We know Rogers will play 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But for Newcastle, at least Leeds and Wolf, at least the next two is excellent.
Go back to your team.
Yep.
I guess if you bring in Minte for what's his name, Rogers, then you would bench Anderson, I guess.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, I think it might be doable, I guess.
Okay. So I have to think who's the midfielder. My option is Rogers, Bruno G can be. If I want to be differential, got Bruno G already at 90% ownership, but Gordon still 6%. So if you want to go different, Gordon on corner kick, also on penalty, right? But his minutes are the worry.
Have you thought? Okay, if assuming I'm wrong about Sunderland holding off Brentford, is Sade a possible option?
No, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about Sade. I'm not too sure. I don't want to double up on Brentford.
You mean triple up?
I mean double up in attack.
I just realized that if you buy Sade, then you tripled up. You got 3 City, 3 Arsenal.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a stretch, lah, to be honest.
Or another thing is I keep that one transfer and move and roll to next week. And then who knows next week is still far away, right?
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes could come in. Who else?
How much do you have left in your bank?
2 million.
2 million. Okay, so you can do a straight Cunha to Bruno upgrade if when it need be.
Or I could do a swap. Say, okay lah, I don't want to double up in defense. I decided to get Rice. Then I just timber downgrade to somewhere and then upgrade to Rice. That's opportunity I can do next.
I think you should run with this team actually.
Which is?
Yeah. After those 2 transfers, I think you should stick with it.
Okay.
Just ride out the Minte injury and save a transfer.
Okay, we shall see whether I can hold my patience on it. Let's go to your team. Which is you have 1 free transfer and 1.7 million in the bank, if I'm right.
Yeah, so Donnarumma, Thiago, Dogu, who I still have, Gabriel Ballard will return to the starting lineup. Yeah, so no issues there. Bruno G, Cunha, Palmer, Rogers, DCL, and Haaland. So right now, what's happened is I've made a swap, which is I've moved Tavernier into the starting lineup and benching. So it's a bit tough on this one, but I'm benching Calvert-Lewin for this one. But that United thing will Dogu get benched? Because you sold him, so you don't seem to have an issue. But even I'm having doubts with Dogu. Yeah, so fine, he's scored the 1 goal. But with City United not winning, will there be a shake-up? And under new manager, will there be a shake-up?
Okay.
DCL should play. That's the thing, but they are playing at St. James Park, so it's going to be tough. So it is. So right now it's DCL is bench for Tavernier and also what we talked about with Clivert out, So
yeah, I agree.
So if I theoretically I could roll this and leave Guardiola there and figure it out later. He's at 6.1 now, but I have him at 6.0, so losing 0.1 is not gonna hurt much not too fast.
If you ask me, I think you should roll and just play like you mentioned, Tavernier, and you decide DCL or Dogu to bench. I do feel there's merit to bench DCL, although DCL in the form right now, right? He can just pop up a goal.
Yeah. I briefly considered a Forest player against West Ham, but then I don't have any that fill me with confidence, and I don't know where to put him anyway. Yeah, Igor Jesus actually could be junior for Igor Jesus, but yeah, it's not like he's prolific, so no, he hasn't turned out to be the next Chris Woods or things like that. So
I think I let your decision roll and just decide who to bench.
No, because when I came into and I guess this is why I wanted to have this, because coming into the stream at the start, I wanted to sell someone and bring in Semenyo for the one match against Spurs. But after having this, I'm glad we had this stream. I decided, okay, I think, I mean that you're just hoping that he'll go out with a bang, when there has been any indication that he's performing that well. One goal isn't enough for me to buy him, only to get benched the following week against that City midfield. I just a question that you think related. Who would Semenyo take minutes off again in City?
Oh, okay.
Is it
that's right. On the flank side, whether Doku or Cherki,
because Doku exclusively plays on the left, and Semenyo actually Semenyo can play both sides.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
So Bernardo Silva, I'm not sure. His minute can be also at risk, right?
But roller.
Roll, yes. I like that. Good stuff. That's all for the team selection. We already almost 30 minutes half mark. Quick one on our FPL Jedi League, man. The number, we have a new league leader, FPLTeam, with 66 points. He scored last week. He's at the top right now and taking first spot from Beta. You can see his team on the right side: Petrovic, Mark Gale, Cash, Gabriel. So yeah, already there. He has Saka. He has Words. Words scored last week against Liverpool. So 10 points there. Foden, Bruno G. I like that. Thiago, Haaland, and DCL. And he can afford to have bench Van de Ven with 7 points, start with 4 points, and Senesi with 1 pointer. He has some good team, but no Ekatike, so no issue. But whether he's going to stick with Words this game week is still up in there.
Well, congratulations, I guess. And Demon Fire, you've dropped so badly. Oh, but yeah, one bad week. Yeah, it's time for you to recover again. Yara Sparta all the way down there, so ha ha ha. But yeah, the light. So you got he had Bruno G and Thiago there.
Yeah,
as some of his.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so that's really good as well. And
he still has one space for an Arsenal player, so he has option Rice or someone else.
Gabriel, and he has Words, so it's quite
yeah.
Take some to stick some balls to have Words, and I kept trying to find a way to bring him in, but kept making excuses.
Yeah.
But looks like he's finally starting to come good.
Yep.
So let's see what happens there.
So that's the team. Give a shout out to the top 10 team. Beta at second place, dropped from first place. GW23, AJ Dragon at fourth, going up 1, 2, 3, go. Skynet and Red to Liverpool, down. Same goes to my team at 8th place after scoring only 46 points. The gap still close, like 20, 30 points. So plenty of match to play. Jerome Emery at 9th place and S11 Yalta Sparta. So that's our Jedi League. If you want to join our community, the league code is zwxrhj. So we come to the end of the stream, man. Your last word.
Don't be rash with transfers, which was what I was doing. But yeah, because the thing is, let's face it, there may be sudden absences again this week. So hopefully you have 1 or 2 players on your bench who could come in. Yeah, if you have at least 2 players in your bench that are guaranteed to get minutes, then you're fine. Otherwise, make a transfer. But otherwise, if you have at least 2 bench players who can come in, it's not worth doing a lot at the end of this very busy period. Absences are gonna happen. Just be patient and accept that, and move on to the following week.
That's it. That's it. That's Gameweek 21. The end of festive period from Gameweek 18, 19, 20, 21. We already finished that. And we're going to take a break because the FA Cup will happen this weekend. Then Carabao Cup semi-final competition, if I'm right. And then we meet up again, Gameweek 22 on next weekend. So until then, take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Good luck in whatever that you're taking. And may the force be with you. Take care. Bye-bye.